We knew we were good. We knew we were innovative. I would never have expected that 30 years from then on, it would really take off and grow exponentially, and we would be bigger than ever. 1, 2, 3, 4!
In a lot of ways, they were the first punk band. They invented a style, and that's a very proud thing.
This is going to change things. This is going to change music.
I was totally in love with them. Immediately, they were so funny, crazy.
We all heard it and went, there you go. Half your record collection out the window.
I'd never heard anything like that before, or anything that looked like that before.
I remember kind of beating the shit out of my friend while we were watching them.
I smoked my first joint listening to it.
All of a sudden I found myself cleaning the room and stuff and feeling the energy of it, which I never did. I never cleaned anything.
It made you clean your room?
It absolutely did.
You don't know that that band's going to change your life, you know.
How you doing, Joe?
I'm doing good. It's such a great night we're about to have on September 12th over there at the Avalon.
It's Tim. I could use a little more guitar.
How does it feel to have all these people getting together to play for the Ramones?
It's unbelievable.
You know, such a great group of friends here.
Great show, and I know, I have a bunch of great friends.
Yeah, well, everyone's really excited for the night. We've been getting phone calls all night.
Johnny's going to be downstairs and then have a security.
Yes, what's going on? All kinds of things.
It's like everybody put everything they had into the show. He had all Ramone fans that were even playing, like X and the Dickies and, you know, all those people are Ramone fans.
The tribute concert just came out of nowhere. Like, he just called me. He's like, okay, Joe, we're doing this 30th anniversary show, and I really want you to be involved. I was like, well, I don't have a band right now. I don't have any. He's like, well, you can host it then.
Johnny Ramone was involved with everything on that show. I mean, there wasn't one thing that happened that night that wasn't ran by him.
And it was, of course, because of him that we ended up with, you know, such a big names. So it was just great to have him on board.
Right now, it is my great pleasure to introduce the Dickies.
We gotta do one Ramone song.
Today Your Love.
Tomorrow the World.
Which is arguably the best Ramone song.
It's right up there.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Time, I thought it was like a glitter band. I thought it was like, you know, Cockney Rejects or something. I was really impressed at the deliberate sort of teenageness of it, you know. As corny as it sounds, they changed rock and roll. There's no getting around it.
going to the sound check. And here's these New York guys arguing with each other about you started the wrong song and getting, you know, I went, this is the real deal. This is whatever they're doing together, it's real. Then the next day went out and got the Dickies going.
Joey was always gracious. He came down to see us, and this was right after they broke up. Sweetest thing he ever said to us. He said, as we were going on stage, he said, "You guys got to carry the torch now," which was very sweet.
Yeah, like the dying wrestler passing on to the.
I'm sure they understand what carry the torch means.
You know, I was just thinking, when you think of New York, you can only think of the Ramones, and when you think of fucking L.A., there's only one band you can think of, and they're right behind me, X!
You know, it was a seminal scene that was evolving. You know, at that bar at that time in 74, 75, 76.
Tommy approached me and said, I heard that you found some place to play downtown. And I said, you were playing at CBGB's. I have this band called the Ramones, and I thought it was a Latin band.
Just to go and drive into New York and see Blondie and the Ramones, it was so good and so amazing that it just completely wiped out anything predating it.
Thanks a lot. All of these songs are songs that are sort of like the X's Ramone songs. So that's what it is. Thanks for coming.
It was quite a scene we had going in. This was like uncharted territory these guys were getting into, you know. Most people didn't understand it, really. They didn't have a clue. They just thought it was a bunch of noise. So they weren't really getting a lot of acceptance yet, except from people like Seymour Stein and Danny Fields, who kind of understood what they were doing.
she saw him first.
No, it's not a question of
not first.
you or me or first or second. I saw them with you at Mother's, and Seymour had the flu. And Seymour said, "What'd you think?" And I said, "Amazing, amazing, amazing."
I rented a rehearsal studio for an hour to hear what they sounded like. By the time they were through about 3 or 4 songs, I knew I wanted to sign them.
Credit really has to be handed to Hilly Crystal and for having CBGB and having that platform for those kind of bands. And probably 10 people in the bar were probably 10 more than would have been there anyway, so he was probably realized that.
Luckily for me is that nobody went down to CBGB's. I think it's safe to say I was the only record company executive in the beginning that constantly go down there.
There was an energy amongst the dozen or so bands that were playing at CBGB, and there was a camaraderie that did exist.
I don't think anybody saw what was going on in New York as anything except this just kind of social phenomenon and just a place to go and hang out. People nowadays don't get what a struggle it was trying to present this stuff and get it across to the radio and the record companies. And certainly if it wasn't for Seymour and Godera and a few of those early pioneers struggling to get the shit out there, God knows what would have happened, It
was a very exciting time, and things were just happening all around us.
And I'd like to introduce Tommy Ramone.
The idea hit me that if a band is entertaining, and it would be more interesting than virtuosos, because every band had virtuoso.
Yes, hello everyone. I'm Tommy Ramone, and I would like to start by talking about what made the Ramones special.
I went to a club and I saw Johnny Thunders, and I said to Tommy Ramone, I said, "Who's that guy?" And Tommy goes, "That's Johnny Thunders. He's in this band called New York Dolls. They're terrible." And I go, "But he looks so cool, but they got to be okay." And I thought, I got to go see this band. And I went to see them, and I thought they were terrific.
So I thought of these colorful kids I knew in Forest Hills. And I said, wow, if they would put a band together, that might be really interesting. So, I got in touch with Johnny, and I would always recommend that he buy a guitar or become a singer or something, because I thought he was so charismatic. And so, great, we got together. Joey for the drums. Joey was the drummer. And that was the birth of the Ramones.
Our first gig at CBGB was opening for Blondie, who at the time were sort of a cabaret act.
It's funny because Johnny wasn't a guitar player, he was a bass player. Tommy wasn't a drummer, he was a guitar player. Joey wasn't a singer, he was a drummer. I guess Didi did Didi play anything before the bass?
He tried to play everything.
After every song, we either broke a string, were questioning what song was next, or had a big fight.
It would sort of disintegrate, and then and then Judy would yell out, "1, 2, 3, 4!" And they'd, go at it again. It was great.
It was crazy because I was the only person doing it. I was the only guy watching the stage. If something went wrong with Tommy's bass drum pedal, I'd have to be creeping in between his legs and fix it. And something went wrong with my brother's microphone, I had to run and take care of that.
Didi was the essence of punk. It came fully born from inside of him. He wrote music, he wrote books, he painted. A Lower East Side band.
Didi wrote those great songs, this Beat on the Brat, like those those kind of funny, classic punk rock songs.
His stuff was really very, very strange and different. I think just basically thought they were just regular songs, but they weren't. They were Dee Dee songs.
What can you say about their lyrics? Really inspired stuff.
It's genius.
But it's like as intuitively infantile, if I can use such a
You're a loud
wordy
baby. You better shut it up.
Yes, you know, as
don't get much better than that.
Joey was the pop idealist. To him, the world of music was the most perfect world there was.
He really was a true rock and roll spirit.
Joey was the oddest person for a frontman, but it never seemed that way when you're watching him later. Like if you think about it, like, oh, always put the super hot guy out front. That was another thing that somehow you thought like, well, you know, I'm as weird looking as those dudes.
Johnny was the taskmaster.
I always felt like being in the Ramones must be like being in the Army because, you know, they really had to, you know, march to that beat.
He came up with many of the catchy chord changes that defined the Ramones sound.
When Johnny would do that thing where he pulls that shoulder back and lays into the next riff, you're like, that's a rock star. He's not even trying.
I was the coordinator and idea man, the original manager, producer, and drummer.
Tommy played that style, which was like really sort of minimal, almost like Scott Ashton in the Stooges. It wasn't about like bombast and just punking out hardcore.
Right.
He had this kind of like really sort of kickback swing to it.
Later on, we were lucky enough to have had the wonderful drumming talent of Marky Ramone.
You know, Mark changed it considerably because he was a metal drummer and he came from Dust and all that stuff.
We also had the brief stay of Richie Ramone. And last but not least, CJ Ramone.
It was probably about a year after I'd heard the Ramones, I got my first bass. And at that point, I would just figure out anything I could play. So, of course, the Ramones were the easiest thing to play. So,
For all the fans, for all your support. Thank you so much for this anniversary party. Thank you.
Everybody had their own style. Blondie had their own style. The Ramones had their own style. The Heartbreakers, the Dolls, the Pistols. But the Ramones really were the ones that stood in the forefront of the punk sound.
When I was a little kid, I bought my first Ramones record because I saved up a jar full of pennies. Then I went to the record store with a jar of pennies and I purchased Leave Home by the Ramones, and their music meant a lot to me when I was a little kid.
I was kind of a late bloomer when I really discovered what was happening with this band and just how perfect they were. And, you know, one by one, I kind of just had my mind blown, you know, from Dee Dee and Tommy and Joey and Johnny, all of them just being the most unique and personality-filled musicians.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, alright.
actually opened up for them once at a festival in Finland. Backstage, before they went on, we discovered that they did something, very kind of bizarre and unexpected. They rehearsed the entire set at a quiet volume from beginning to end before they went and played it as a performance. They got into their tiny little room with their tiny little amps, just making sure it was ready to go, which I think kind of speaks to the strange sense of perfectionism.
1, 2, 3, 4. I wanna be sedated, nothing to do and nowhere to go. I wanna be sedated, just get me to the effort, put me on the plane. Hurry, 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 before I go insane. I can't control my fingers, I can't control my brain. Oh, 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 oh. 24 hours ago, I wanna be sedated. Nothing to do and nowhere to go. I wanna be sedated. Put me in the weekend and take me on the plane. Hurry, 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 before I go insane. I can't control my fingers, I can't control my brain. Oh, 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 oh.
I really got off on John and Chad and Flea and their channeling of Ramone's love that night.
We took it really seriously. We've been writing a new record. It was a great way to get started because I think it kind of raised the bar on what we were going to be expecting of ourselves.
I wanna be sedated, and nothing to do and nowhere to go. I wanna be sedated. Just put me in a weekend, take me to the show. Hurry, 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 before I go to go. I can't control my fingers, I can't control my thumb. Oh, 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 oh. 24 hours ago, I wanna be sedated. Nothing to do, nowhere to go. I wanna be sedated. Just put me in a weekend and take me to the show. Hurry, 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 before I go to go. I can't control my fingers, I can't control my thumb. Oh, 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 oh. Bam, 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 bam. I wanna be sedated. Bam, 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 bam. I wanna be sedated. Bam, 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 bam. I wanna be sedated. Bam, 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 bam. I wanna be sedated. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, yeah, she's the one. Yeah, yeah, she's the one. When I see her on the street, she make my life complete. And
I specifically remember hearing Beat on the Brat, and that song was really sticking out, just wondering what that was. They seemed really funny to me. They didn't seem real to me. They seemed like cartoon characters.
she make my life complete. And I'm so close to the one. She's the one. I'll never find a girl like you. But in my heart, I know you do. Yeah, yeah, she's the one. Yeah, yeah, she's the one. When I see her on the street, she make my life complete. And I'm so close to the one. She's the one. I'll never find a girl like you. But in my heart, I love you too. Yeah, yeah, she's my girl. Yeah, yeah, she's my girl. When I see her on the street, she make my life complete. And I'm so close to the one.
played pool once with Joey Ramone and CJ, and it didn't break my cartoon-like image of him at all because he didn't seem real. He just didn't seem real.
Because we love the Ramones with our hearts, and we're honored to be here to pay honor to them, to pay tribute to them, because we love them. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I didn't think that anyone phoned it in, like, especially the Chili Peppers, you know, to really have a whole set, and then they were great. They were really great.
It was a magical night. It was a really magical night. There was a lovely shade of destiny happening, you know. Johnny kind of hanging on long enough not to physically see it happen, but just to know that it was happening for him.
One more very, very important thing I want to do before we do what we're going to do here. And I'm going to need absolute silence. I have a very important job to do right now. Whether you know or not, Johnny Ramone couldn't be here tonight. He's at home. He's not feeling so great. He really wanted to be here, but he couldn't. Hi, this is Johnny Ramone. I asked my very good friend Rob Zombie to read my message. First, I would like to thank all Ramones fans present here.
It was weird. All of a sudden, when Rob pulled out the letter, I thought, oh, I wonder if I'm going to get weird watching this right now. And it was.
Without them, nothing would be possible. Ramones fans are the best anyone could hope for. I also want to thank all the bands and the guests for being here, making this a very special night. I have been blessed with having great friends and a great life. I wish I could be there, but I can't. Have a great time, Johnny Ramone.
I knew he wasn't going to be able to make it to the show. I just, after a point, it was pretty obvious that he wasn't going to be able to go, and I felt bad that he was home, you know, and so I was like, John, I'll just call you.
Johnny, hear me? Okay, hold on a second. Okay, now there's one. Just screaming is not good enough. What we need here is, hey, ho, let's go! Hey, ho, let's go! Hey, ho, let's go! Hey, ho, let's go! Hey, ho, come on, motherfuckers!
I said, oh, can you hear that? And he was like, He's like, yeah, of course I can hear it. Like, you know, like.
I knew how important that show was to him because he wanted. For one thing, I knew that hearing the crowd over the telephone was a very big deal to him.
Rob gets, Johnny on the phone. He gets the crowd chanting, "Hey, oh, let's go!" and everybody's chanting it. And then Rob picks up back the phone up, and Johnny, in total classic Johnny form, goes, "Keep it moving, Rob."
Currently he feels he looked at his watch and understands that I put the show behind schedule. Right now, let's bring out, filling in for Johnny, not that you can, but he's gonna fucking kick ass and do his best, Daniel Ray, who's produced all the records.
For me, it's my proudest achievement in music because they were like my favorite band when I was a kid. So it would be like a generation before working with the Beatles or something.
CJ! Fucking CJ!
I actually was in jail when I got the word that I was in the band. When I auditioned, I was still in the Marine Corps. So to stick around for all the auditions, I became a deserter.
Marky! Hiding. Marky Ramone, motherfucker!
I was with Richard Hell and the Voidoid, and I was friends with Dee already, and they used to come see me in a band I was in called Dust. So Tommy wanted to produce. So Dee asked me to join the Ramones, and then Johnny did. When the Ramones came along, it was so refreshing. It amazed me, and there were no lead guitar on the songs, no fancy drum fills, and I thought that this was great. It was so simple that that's what was missing at the time in music, and I said, I want to be in this group.
1, 2, 3, 4!
I guess for me, the best moment was really CJ and Mark and Daniel. You know, CJ was singing all the Dee songs, so when they did Warthog, I just had this like weird flashback of being on tour with them. It was like the saddest moment, and everything was kind of like fun, and when they played, it kind of got to me.
Before we play another song, we gotta thank two people. It's two guys that put this whole fucking thing together, and they really broke their asses to do it. Joe Sib from Side One Dummy Records, and Arturo Vega, and we want to thank them. They did a great job. 1, 2, 3, 4.
If there was no Ramones, there would be no U2 or no Pearl Jam or any of that
Right.
stuff.
They definitely infused a well-needed dose of energy and simplicity into rock and roll when it desperately needed it.
Everybody's ever held a guitar, Axl Rose, all of them, is trembling to meet a Ramone.
This 30th anniversary, it's, a celebration of the Ramones' career. But it's also sort of a celebration for Johnny, too, because Johnny hasn't been well lately. So a lot of the performers are Johnny's friends, so it makes it very special.
Mr. Pete Yorn's gonna come out.
I did Don't Come Close, and I did I Want to Be Your Boyfriend. A good song is fun to play, whether,
1, 2, 3, 4. Keep with your tears.
I got a call asking if I wanted to be involved with Ramone's tribute record, and I got to call Johnny Ramone. And I got to call Johnny Ramone. I can't call Johnny Ramone.
Petey goes, I can't believe I'm meeting one of the Ramones. And he was so excited and so nice. We all left there friends.
I think a lot of people are drawn to Johnny.
He was very friend loyal. Once he thought you were his friend, he'd do anything for you, and he was always concerned about his friends.
You've got everything at home. You've learned no imagination.
Johnny was somebody I looked up to, somebody I looked to, you know. A lot of times just to, you know, like, is this cool or what? You know what I mean?
Johnny Linda fan story that John told me. One time, him and Linda were walking down the street in New York carrying groceries, and Johnny saw a fan. And he's like, Linda, take the groceries. I can't have a fan see me carrying groceries. She's like, fuck you, John, then leave them in the fucking street. And she set the groceries in the street. John was all about cool. He would always say that. It's all about cool.
Johnny doesn't like this song, but I said, Johnny, I'm going to play it anyway. This is I Want to Be Your Boyfriend, Johnny. Because even though it's not the originals playing the music, it was just really nice to hear all those songs. Just wishing that they could go on for another few hours, you know, and I didn't care who was playing them, you know, I just wanted to hear them.
Joey's voice that made me really fall in love with him. It was just the way, because the simplicity of the way the Ramones put together songs. But within that, it was his voice.
Joey Ramone makes it seem so incredibly easy what he does that you almost don't stop to think about the fact that this is one of the greatest rock singers ever.
Joey Ramone, he's like right in front of me. I'm like, whoa, what a strange guy. Look at the glasses and the thing, the body movement. Like what a, he's an odd one, but unforgettable.
Joey was such a great character because I mean, he really is about a triumph of this, you know, geeky guy. I was always like really proud of him personally when I saw him, you know, really coming into himself with the band and you know, being out there and being dynamic.
The Ramones had a sort of no fear. They weren't afraid to put everything of who they were into their music, and they weren't afraid to be bigger than life.
One of the fucking funnest things I've ever done in my life. Thank you, Ramones fans. Thank you, Los Angeles. Thank you.
I'm really glad I was part of it, but people close to the Ramones were asking me to do it, so yeah, you know, it's like if the Ramones say jump, you know, if the Ramones say hop, this Cretin starts hopping. That was so corny.
There's no stopping the critters from hopping. Gotta keep the feeling for the happy critter. I wanna go for a war with the critter.
People either loved the Ramones or hated the Ramones. They generated an enormous amount of publicity. I got hate mail, threats. The Ramones took a lot of people by surprise. They weren't ready for it. I don't know if I was completely ready for it.
1, 2, 3, 4, please, roll off the ball. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, please, go ahead. There's no stopping the critics from hopping. You gotta get the feeling for the happy clear.
We realized that how bizarre the lyrics were, and that even though they were great songs, I guess we were about 30 years ahead of our time.
We won't stop till the critic hop up. One, 2, 3, 4, please, what awesome up. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, please, go to heaven.
Always had a friendship in Rancid. We met on the Lollapalooza tour. I knew Laws before that, and I'm glad Tim's playing tonight.
Well, the last time I was in this building, it was the last Ramones show. It's in this place here, and I just remember, you know, a lot of us, and Tim Armstrong from Rancid, we were just sick. We hated, you know, it was an awful night. Just hated it. Hated the idea of them not playing, and understood it completely and didn't question, but just hated the reality of it. You know, it was like the moon never rising again. I'd like to sing this for John.
1, 2, 3, 4. to be on an endless run, believe in miracles, 'cause I know I've been blessed with the power to survive. After all these years, I'm still alive. I'm out here kicking with no fear. Oh, I'm no longer a solitary man. Every day, my time runs out. Just like a fool, that's what I was about. Oh, I believe in miracles. Oh, I believe in a better world for me and you. Oh, 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 I believe in miracles. Oh, I believe in a better world for me and you. Tattooed your name on my arm. I always said my girl's a good luck charm. If she could find a reason to forget, then I could find a reason to live. I used to be on an endless road, believe in miracles, 'cause I'm one. I've been blessed with the power to survive. After all these years, I'm still alive. Oh, I believe in miracles. Oh, I believe in a better world for me and you. Oh, 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 I believe in miracles. Oh, I believe in a better world for me and you. I close my eyes and think how it might be. The future's here today. It's not too late. It's not too late, no. Oh, I believe in miracles. Oh, I believe in a better world for me and you. Oh, 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 I believe in miracles. Oh, I believe in a better world for me and you. Let's go! Let's go!
You know, you might hear quite a bit about how much Joey and Johnny hated each other. But I always felt that every band has these love-hate relationships with each other.
When it became known and when people started talking about how much Johnny and Joey hated each other, you know, it was never like that noticeable or palpable within, if you were within the band, if you were working.
Bands argue like families. If a band's together for 22 years, you know, the effects of being human are going to show.
We just couldn't agree on anything. We just couldn't agree on anything. It was such a thorn in my side all the time. You know, it was hard. But I didn't break up. You know, we didn't break up because of that. I could have went on doing that because it was always that way.
1, 2, 3, 4. Well, the kids are all hopped up and ready to go. Ready to go now. So it goes on to the disco deck. Oh, oh. But she just couldn't stay. She had to break away. Oh, New York City. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Sheena is a motherfucker. Sheena is a motherfucker.
Johnny's been one of my best friends, and I never knew he'd be one of my best friends, and I'm so thankful he's been one of my best friends, and I will love him forever.
Well, I was actually around Johnny's house when they decided to do it. He thought it'd be a good idea, and he said, "Would I be interested?" I said, "Sure, I'll do it."
Besides this being a cool Ramones event, and I'm happy that I get to be involved in it, I'm really excited to have done a song with Steve Jones.
Hey! I've been instructed to tell you something. Judy is a punk. 1, 2, 3, 4. Jack is a punk. Judy is a rock. The book will never let go to afterface. Oh, I don't know why. Oh, I don't know why. I feel bad.
The Ramones remind me of like a 60s kind of band that sing about girls, cars, and surfing. Like if you took away Johnny's guitar and you put a twangy guitar in there, they would sound like the Beach Boys or something. It's just like pop songs, straight ahead pop songs. So easy to latch onto.
My first live Ramones experience, the show was held in the place that's now a Chinese restaurant in a shopping mall in Falls Church, Virginia. The Ramones walk on stage and they play 35 songs in perfect automaton, utilitarian, just like, there's no do-no, we'd like to talk to you about, the first time you'd ever been to a gig that like put you through something. It's like running some kind of gauntlet of fists. And you're like, that's it. This is my life somehow.
Commando, about to get. Doing the best, doing the can, get them ready for Vietnam. First rule is the laws of Germany. Second rule is be nice to mommy. Third rule is don't talk to
I like the Ramones, and I know Sid was a big fan of the Ramones. Whenever we would do sound checks, he would always play. He'd always play that. That's all he could play because he couldn't really play.
I never felt competitive. I was glad that there were bands in Europe that picked up on the New York scene, that integrated it with their own scene, and made a great first album.
This song is called the Blitzkrieg Bop. 1, 2, 3, 4. The pilot in the backseat, the generator see
Blitzkrieg on. Hey, ho, let's go. Shoot 'em in the back now. What they want, I don't know. Don't know where they're ready to go. Go this straight line. We're gonna do it how wide. This is a little man mind. Blitzkrieg on. The body in the backseat. The generation steam heat. We'll take it to the backbeat. Blitzkrieg on. Hey, ho, let's go. Hey, ho, let's go. Hey, ho, let's go. Hey, ho, let's go.
There's a handful of bands where it's such an emotional thing. And for me, the Ramones is one of those bands.
And I thought the most touching moment to me was when Rob Zombie had the phone up and everyone said, "Hey ho, let's go," so Johnny could hear it at home, because he was way too sick to be at the show. And I think, that was like, he heard that and he knew that he'd left a mark in the music world. And I think after that show, I think he let go then. I think then he just...
How are you? I'm John Norris with MTV News here on MTVU. Johnny Ramone, legendary guitar player for the Ramones, died in his sleep in Los Angeles on Wednesday afternoon. Tommy Ramone, the last surviving original member of the group, told MTV News that his former bandmate was, quote, born to be a rock star and was a, quote, very important person in his life. Safe to say, he was an important person in ours as well.
Pioneering punk rock guitarist Johnny Ramone has died after a long battle with prostate cancer at the age of 55. If the Ramones invented punk rock, and they did, then Johnny Ramone, born John Cummings, was the man who created punk's thrashing locomotive guitar style. Johnny's death follows the passing of Joey Ramone in 2001 and Dee Dee Ramone in 2002. The band is gone forever, but the music may never die.
My expectations were to be the biggest band in the world. I mean, that was my expectations. Anything other than that would be unacceptable.
Sheena is a born rocker. Sheena is a born rocker. Sheena is.
Well, I was right with him, sitting right next to him when he died. So that was the last time I saw him. But it was funny, I was talking about it with Eddie, because Eddie was there too. We were just saying, it's not like in the movies. Like, nobody says something profound and then dies. It's just like, you know what I mean? It's weird.
I have to say, hearing it come to a close, hearing what he was having to go through, and I'd call him every fucking day, and we would talk if I couldn't be here. And it was just hearing that. It was like, enough. How much torture can you put somebody through, and how much can he go through? And that's kind of where he was at. He was like, well, he actually finally, kind of said to me, I just told Linda, well, what did you think? I was going to go down easy?
It seemed pretty obvious to me that he stayed alive in order to be alive when the show was going on. He was really sad that he wasn't able to go to the show, and he lost all his strength and the ability to go on living, but he still forced himself to stay alive till that show was over, because he died 2 full days after the show was done.
There was a point where I just started considering every day that I could hang out with him or do something like important, and didn't want to take it for granted, because I knew how sick he was and I knew what was going on, and we would sort of like pretend like everything was okay. Like if people asked me how's John, but I knew how sick he was.
I don't think I've ever been through anything that tough. So when he finally went, I actually said to him when he was lying, over here actually dead, I walked up and I said that, I said, well, you did it really well. I said it out loud. I said, ultimately, JR, you left beautifully.
Everyone feels I feel he's definitely still around. I think he watches me whatever I do. In that photo that I put up in the bedroom, because now I made the bedroom a Ramones room, and the photo I have up that Danny Fields took, the one in the van, his eyes follow me all around the room.
To say that Johnny was the most influential person in my life would be an understatement. Joey, Dee Dee, and myself gravitated to him because he was so charismatic and interesting.
He was the magnet that pulled us together. If you look at his career, he was working construction in New York. He saw a guitar in a window and he spent a few dollars, bought the guitar, learned a few chords. Nothing so unusual, nothing so complicated, but in the way he attacked those chords, like he was saying, stick up for yourself, respect yourself, never let yourself down. He willed the Ramones to happen, and he changed the face of rock and roll music.
You know, he wasn't just a friend, he was a teacher. And he was a strict teacher. And he was a strict friend. I don't think there's anybody else that I've learned as much from in my life.
If he can hear me, I want to thank him for all the music he introduced me to, all the movies he showed me, and all the advice he gave me. I also want to tell him how much every second that I spent with him meant to me, and that I will always hold the things I learned from him in the highest regard.
But I just thought I'd tell you this one story, which is the story of the statue. Every Christmas, trying to find Johnny a gift was impossible, because if he didn't want it or like it, you would never see it again. He'd maybe sell it, give it away, re-gift it, throw it in the trash, I don't know. But it was very clear when he was disappointed. So I thought, what could I do? What will he love? And you know, one of Johnny's favorite things to do was to keep reminding Linda what a lucky woman she was. Linda, I'm a fucking legend. You're living in the lap of luxury because of me. Without me, you're nothing. And he would remind her that, like, every day. So I thought what I would do was have my friend Wayne sculpt an award that just said legend. Because I thought he was getting tired of telling Linda that he was a legend. And he would just point at the statue. Linda. Now. And then one day we were talking, because, you know, at this point, Johnny was very sick, and we knew, you know, having some kind of, you know, a headstone or memorial. And I said, Johnny, why don't you make a giant size one of this fucking thing as a joke? And now that joke is sitting over there and weighs 50,000 pounds and it's made out of bronze.
He loved being a legend, and he earned it. He earned the right to love himself in that kind of way.
I gotta say that I've had a lot of role models and mentors in my time, but Johnny was definitely the guy that influenced me. That influenced me the most.
People are going to come to that statue and they're going to pay tribute to it. And kids are going to go, hey, who's that cool-looking guy over there, Mom, with the guitar and the leather jacket and the funny haircut? I want to be that guy.
He would have loved this. He would have loved you being here. He would have loved all of us talking about him and appreciating him, and even breaking up, even not being able to talk about him. He would have loved this statue. It was something he was looking forward to this day, and I think the idea was that it would happen when he was 80, and I just want those 30 years. I want the extra 30 years. I miss you, John. I love you.
Was he holding on for the show? Absolutely. I mean, that was his last gig. I mean, he might not have been on stage, but I mean, that was his gig, man. That was like, hey, I'm gonna make sure that thing runs well, and then I'll bail. You know, like, he definitely was there. Yeah, I mean, he definitely hung on for that. I mean, we all knew that.
I mean, it sort of fell together fast. It was sort of like everybody wanted to do it, you know? And most of the people that did the show were all good friends of John. It just came together. Like, you didn't have to beg anybody. It was more like we were turning people down after a point, because everybody wanted to do it.
I think that the part that touched me the most was just look at people having such a great time.
All of us knew that, like, we had a job to do, and we did not want to screw up because we didn't want to disappoint Johnny.
I'm just happy that all the fans love it, and all these bands are so into them, and they've made them mark. Look at tonight. I think it's great, and they've got whatever they had due to them. They've gotten.
I see a lot of kids today wearing Ramones t-shirts who are just getting into Ramones. And it's wonderful because there's a whole younger generation that have caught on to the Ramones now. So I guess to me what's more important than a gold album or a hit single is the longevity.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I saw Johnny about 15 years ago. I bumped into him on 6th Avenue, and he comes up to me and he said, Tommy, you said that we were going to influence a lot of people and that, they're going to be coming up, picking up guitars and imitating us. I said, yeah, but I didn't think it was going to take 20 years.
I think the Ramones were like one of the examples of the American dream.
I mean, the kind of music we were playing was not like anything anyone had ever heard before or will hear again.
Because I kept thinking, Ramones, the Sex Pistols, and the Clash were going to become the three biggest bands in the world. The radio would be dominated, but with the Ramones, the Clash, and the Sex Pistols, I thought that would be all the hits. But just how things would have been different back in '77, '78, would have been a different world.
I don't wanna be up and down, I'm spinning the set, I could go. sweet as a bottle man. I've just been